gonna be great. But basically, DJ Lagway. It pains me to even in the stomach when I'm trying to talk about this. But someone told me, great source, that basically he has been contacted by Clemson so far, Miami, and Texas A&M about coming to be their quarterback next season. So
wow. So Clemson, A&M, and who else?
That was Miami.
And Miami.
That's the big one that really hurts.
Because you got to think Cam Ward, Carson Beck, now possibly DJ Lagway. So when you look at that, is that the possibility of them contacting him, trying to woo him with money, or do you think it's more about just trying to get him to release so that they can go ahead and sum up their quarterback position for next year because they know how good he really is?
Yeah, I mean, it's a direct poaching, that's going on right now that is behind the scenes. And, DJ just put out a Red Bull commercial, and it really looked more like not so much of a Red Bull ad. It more looked like a marketing campaign to where he might play next, because when the commercial comes on, he just says, hey, I'm DJ Lagway, I'm a quarterback. He don't say I'm a quarterback for the Florida Gators or anything like that. And then, it continues to go on from there. But he does have a buyout clause in his contract too. So, there's potential for him not to be a Florida Gator next season.
Wow. So, Jeff, did you think that you would live ever in life and you would hear that college quarterbacks have a buyout clause in their contract?
Nah, I thought that they'd just break it because, look at their age.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. When he said that, I just am like, oh my gosh, what kind of life are we living in now that college football players have clauses now? It's almost like they're coaches. And so you kind of gave tipped your hat on the fact that Miami's the team you definitely don't want him to leave and go to.
Right. And they're the ones that make the most sense that he would go to because it's right down the road for him, and, Texas A&M, they've got their guy right now, so I don't know what's going on at Clemson so much with Cade or whatever. Is he a senior? Or I don't believe is he? I think he's pretty young.
Yeah, I think he's got one more year left.
DJ could probably go beat him out, but Miami, I would be bowling red right now if I knew factually that he was definitely going to Miami.
So if this is all true, what is he?
It's definitely true.
So obviously your source is 100%. But let me ask you this. Who is DJ talking to at the University of Florida? Because obviously he's got to talk to somebody that's not Billy, because Billy's probably gone. So he's got to be talking to somebody. Somebody's
probably Scott.
There's no way that nobody from Florida is contacting DJ at this moment that is a part of the search committee for who they're going to get, or they've got to be, telling him something at that moment that, hey, stay with us. Lane Kiffin's coming, Urban Meyer's
more
coming,
money, maybe
more money. Dan Mullen's coming.
Yeah.
Who's coming? You know what I mean? Like something like that. So you think it's Scott Stricklin's actually talking to DJ Lagway about that? And is DJ asking? Have you heard anything that DJ's asking for to stay at Florida?
Yeah, Gator fans, we got some things we got to get situated. We need better tackles, according to DJ Lagway. He wants better tackles. And the coaching change, if it happens, it has to be a high-quality coach. If we get some bozo, he's gone.
So that's where I want to go. I want to talk about the coaching part of it. And, I'm reading the Facebook page and, like Andrew Maddox, he says if Florida gets Lane, then DJ stays.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all this, and Jeff, you can jump in at any time that you want to think about this. Now, if Lane Kiffin actually is the guy that comes, You've got an Austin Simmons who's got 3 more years of eligibility. You've got a Trinidad Chambliss who has busted onto the scene and is probably, if they win and beat Georgia this weekend and Trinidad has the games that he's been having, this guy could possibly find himself walking into New York for the Heisman Trophy. And if he is able to catapult this Ole Miss team into the playoff, into an SEC championship, and maybe get, deep into the playoffs, what's to say that Lane's not going to bring one, if not both of these guys with him? And you got 3 quarterbacks that are sitting around.
And don't forget, there's Tramel Jones. It could be 4. This could be a major quarterback battle or a purge or whatever,
Yeah, so that's the question. Do you think 4 quarterbacks, if he was to bring 2 of those,
somebody's going somewhere?
Do you think he could bring 3 of them, or 2 of them,
right,
or 1 of them? Like, how does that work?
I don't know about Chambliss, because I know last week Lane was complaining a little bit. Didn't he come from D2 or whatever?
He did.
Yeah, he made some kind of comment that we're not going to play D2 football kind of thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't the exact quote, but
close enough.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think personally, Lane's, he probably sees where like the 5 interceptions came up. That wasn't all DJ. He sees these problems, and I guarantee you, he's drooling over being his coach, so
I just wonder if Lane Kiffin goes there. That's my second question, Jeff, is does he keep DJ or does he bring one of these guys with him? Because obviously he's going to do his same offense that, which requires you to run the football a little bit. And DJ can do that, but that's not DJ's strong point. What do you think, Jeffrey?
I think Trinidad's going to go pro.
Oh, you do? You think he's just going to go pro?
That's logical.
Yeah, I think Trinidad's going to go pro if Lane Kiffin comes down. I'm not even sure if he can find somebody else who's coming out of high school, he might actually still bring Austin with him and get somebody straight out of high school to come in and compete for the job also.
Yeah, Lane stole Austin Simmons from Florida anyway, so I mean, I would see the potential for Florida to get Austin Simmons right back if he was already committed before,
So would it be?
Yeah, and what about the bragging rights that Jackson Dart is doing what he's doing at the Giants?
Exactly,
he's not looking shabby.
No, he's not.
Yeah, that's so good. And when you look at it, so would it be a failure as a Florida fan if he brings Austin Simmons with him and in the middle of all that, DJ says, you know what? That kind of ticks me off a little bit. I'm leaving and going to one of these schools that's already kind of been throwing the idea about him coming to their school.
Yeah, I feel like DJ is a very competitive guy. So unless Miami, which I feel like that's the team to beat if that really does happen the way it's, coming into play, Miami's the team to beat with it. So Austin Simmons and, DJ would just have to compete at that point. And if Austin Simmons did end up being the quarterback and, DJ did transfer, that would not absolutely destroy me because I actually really wanted Austin Simmons, a lot coming into, when we were recruiting him and everything,
Yeah. Well, I'm going to read some of this Facebook comments. Jack Patterson says, I don't believe Lane Kiffin is going to Florida, in my opinion. Christopher Multiconte said Lane ain't coming. Joey Calazo says that Ole Miss AD is working on an extension now. And Christopher Multiconte also said that Alex Golish is going to be the guy. And then Andrew Maddox says Lane Kiffin will be the next Florida coach. So there you go on that. Also, Christopher Multiconte says that Miami, he's a big Miami fan. He says Miami does not want Lagway.
That's not what everybody else says.
Yeah. Well, that's the key. I mean, you've got to know that, there's a lot of fingers working to the bone on that. Jeff, do you think that that's one of the biggest things about, this day and age that we live in college football, that these kids, when you bring a quarterback with you or when you're the quarterback that's there and the new coach comes in, do you think it's, I'll see how it goes, and then if it doesn't seem like it's the way I want to go, then we just leave? Do you think that that's a possibility for this case scenario for Florida?
Absolutely. I'm surprised that Clemson's showing interest, though. That's kind of an unusual type situation, but, stranger things have happened. And to talk about Joe Hamilton, he's from Louisville, Texas, originally, and he went to school and played at Texas Southern, which is in Houston, Texas. But he was with Napier at Louisiana Lafayette.
Okay, so he did go.
Sounds like he'll go too.
So unless they throw the money his way,
they need to, because DJ loves him. I'm sure they would arrange it that way. To me, it seems like DJ is the mayor of Gainesville. Like, he has the keys to everything. Like, as soon as he went on that rant online, and on live TV, and you could read his lips saying, "I'm tired of this ish. I'm tired of this ish." Like, then all of a sudden Billy Napier's being fired the next weekend.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. Is there a case scenario where if let me see, I'm trying to get his name right. If Joey Calazo is correct, if Joey's correct, and sorry, Joey, if I'm mispronouncing your name, I apologize. I'm from Alabama. Give me some leeway here. But if Joey's correct and Lane signs the extension, obviously we just had Signetti sign his extension. Who's the next guy? Because you've said in times past that Urban Meyer would not be a long case scenario. He would just be a bridge.
Right. I don't believe he would fill in the year, because it would hurt us. It would look bad. Like, when people look in, like, why are they two and, whatever, and he's our coach. So I don't think that'll happen. I think we'll have an interim, and then we'll either have Urban Meyer or Marcus Freeman, something like that, that gets hired, because his name's popping up a lot more. I haven't directly been told that name, but I keep seeing it more and more, and I could see DJ wanting to play, for a coach like that. I could see him sticking around for something like Marcus Freeman. He's an exciting, coach, and he's young and amps kids up. So if Lane don't happen, I could see that happening. But you said it yourself earlier about these programs like Florida that's, basically got everything stacked up, but just doesn't have the coach to pull it off. And that's the type of situation that Urban Meyer loves to come into. And he has been awfully quiet lately, besides when he recently just said that, Dan Mullen should, be the guy at Penn State. So he went ahead and hushed up the rumors of him going to Penn State. But there's a lot of rumors about him going to Florida, and he hadn't shot them down yet.
Yeah, that's the other one that I have been hearing. I know that some of the national guys have talked about him possibly being the guy that they go after. For me, and this is obviously my opinion, but man, it would be a shocker to me if he was to leave Notre Dame after him playing in the national championship the year before. The easiness of being able to be the top-notch coach, the easiness of being able to go to the college football playoff year in, year out. And when you look at it, you got a 2-loss Notre Dame team right now. Now, I know this is not the playoff committee. I get it. But this AP poll has Notre Dame at 13 right now. Wow. And it's all because of who they are. So Marcus Freeman leaving Notre Dame to go to Florida to have to play an SEC schedule that you're going to see teams like Georgia, LSU, Alabama. You're going to probably see Miami some. You're still going to see Florida State. All of these teams that are good. That's really not a great job to go to if you're wanting to make the playoff year in, year out, because Notre Dame is an opportunity because they play the weak ACC every year, and they can go to the playoff because of their record, and everybody loves Notre Dame. So, Jeff, do you think Marcus Freeman is somebody viable that could possibly go to Florida, or do you think he stays put at Notre Dame?
Nah, I think he stays put at Notre Dame. How come nobody's talking about Matt Campbell at Iowa State?
He's coming up a little bit.
Because he's garbage. That's why. He could play that little ball football over there in the Pac-12. He can't beat the teams every year. He always throws a game. He's Mark Richt, but his little brother. That's why they don't want Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell. Campbell Soup is what I call him.
And you guys were talking about chance of Billy Napier being fired this weekend. What I'm reading is we're already getting ready to chant can't, fire Scott Stricklin, because this is getting to be a mess. Like, okay, you can win in the NCAA basketball championship. That's cool and everything, but our main focus is to be a football school, and we want to win. And if you poop the bed on this one, Scott Stricklin, you might as well count your days. We cannot have less than Lane Kiffin, Urban Meyer, Freeman. It's got to be a big name. It can't be somebody from Iowa State or something like that, or you might as well pack your bags.
Yeah, and that's what I think too. But when you look at it, I'm not sure about Stricklin leaving because he won the national title. He got the coach there.
Yeah, he'll be there. I'm just saying that, they can put the pressure on him and get him out of there. Just like they're saying that the boosters are completely behind him being fired.